Yo, what's good, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Monday. All right, let's see if we can have a good week. All right, guys, let's see if we can have a pretty good week. All right, now, okay, so here, let me start up the screen share real quick. First things first, of course. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, what's good, guys? All right, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Coming to market open, pretty interesting volume. A little bit of like downside here. I know yesterday I did share like a really nice setup yesterday because you guys know that the market opened up here and we had a ton of setups to the upside. Bro, how is it that I wake up? I get off the charts yesterday after I finished charting. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm liking the way it's looking and everything. Bro, I wake up and we're all-time highs again. Like, dude, you cannot make this up, bro. So all the setups I had from yesterday pretty much down the drain. I mean, they worked out. It's not that they went down the drain. It's just obviously I'm not gonna take a trade a setup at like 4 in the morning. You know what I mean? Anyways, so coming to market open, pretty interesting volume. I don't have a bias yet. I'm sure you guys know the deal. The first thing that we always look for coming into market open is identify the nearby levels of liquidity and wait for them to get taken out. Whenever they get taken out, depending on the reaction, we go based off that. All right, so obviously right now we don't have much of a reaction in the market because we haven't taken anything out. All right, so yeah, the market is kind of selling off. It doesn't really mean that I'm bearish, but I'm at least hoping we could take out some DOL to the downside, maybe at 128, which is a nearby level of liquidity, as you guys see right here. Throughout the overnight session, the market has been creating higher lows constantly, and then this is going to be one of the higher lows before we seek even higher into all-time highs. All right, so we're gonna see what we can work with. All right, guys. But yeah, didn't we just take out all-time highs into an IFG? No, we took out all-time highs at 8 in the morning. So not just took it out, but we did take it out. We did take it out. But yeah. Uh, what about the market gap from week opening 7? What? Week opening 7? What? Oh, this gap down here. I don't really trade gaps with an actual gap in it because it's gonna be really hard to mark out in general. As you can see right here, there's obviously like quite a bit of like a space here in terms of candles. When this happens, I typically just don't trade the gaps. Either way, it's like really far away. So we'll see if we can even get it. Is there a 5 minute gap? No, there's nothing on the 5 minute time frame. Nothing on the 5 minute. But yeah, here, I'm going to start my YouTube stream over here. What's up, YouTube guys? How's it going, guys? How's it going? Okay, let me put out that I just started. Give me a second. Let me see what the link is here. Okay. Okay, there you go. I had to put it down. That was live. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Coming to market open, price seems pretty. It definitely wants lower. I mean, I'm sure we can all agree on that part. I mean, we keep trying to get bought up and instantly sell back right back down. We haven't taken out any levels of liquidity yet. Keep that in mind. The nearest one to the downside is at 128, which is about 30-ish points away. So I'm sure we can see it soon, especially with the way that we're getting the selling. The only issue is, or not really that it's an issue, but um we need an entry model. Right now, the only entry model that we have, I mean, like I said, the volume looks pretty good, so I don't really think creating an entry model will be a big deal. I'm sure we can get it sometime before 10, hopefully, so we can have a quick day for ourselves. But looking at the 15-minute time frame, I'm more than positive we have a gap here. Yeah, we do. But the only thing with the 15-minute is it's a 15-minute time frame. It's gonna take a little bit longer than usual to really form here because remember, we need to close this 15-minute gap in the next 2 minutes, and we also need to close another 15-minute gap in the next 15 minutes so we can form the setup. And obviously, in that time span, we cannot break above pretty much 187. So we have to see what we can work with there. But yeah, in terms of entry models, we pretty much don't have anything nearby. We do have. I remember. Yeah, I forgot to mark this one out right there. But yeah, in terms of entry models, we don't have much for now, unless we want to form something on the 5 minute in the next 1 minute, because we're about to take out that level of liquidity, which is what we expected. So if we continue selling off just quite enough, just like that, But we need to hold it down here. We need to be below this level of liquidity because this gap is not the biggest. Like the gap itself, the candle itself is more than enough. Yeah, 63 points. Yeah, really, really nice candle there. Really nice sell off. ES is also about to take a level of liquidity, which is pretty much the same exact level right over here, which is really good for the SMT, right? We're not gonna have like flipped biases on both of these. So what we could do is I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I know I would love to look for a deal wall sweep, but not yet. I actually want to wait a little bit longer below this level of liquidity so we can just have a higher chance in creating the gap here. So we don't have to use the 15-minute gap. Either way, we're gonna have to worry about the 15-minute gap in the future because if let's say ideally, right, we're gonna look to take longs. I mean, this 15 minutes is gonna get in the way one way or another. You know what I mean? But if we want to get an early entry, I would love to use this 5 minute, but this is what I'm talking about, right? The problem is if we get one tiny bounce on this 5 minute level of liquidity here, we're not going to form the gap, right? Whether it's a tiny bounce in this candle or the next candle, anything super like just like that, we're not going to create the gap. So hopefully in the next 10 seconds we can sell off a little bit below 128 for the next 5 minutes or so, and then we can hold it. But if not, we're not going to have a setup on the 5 minute, and we're going to have to use a 15-minute regardless. Which once again, there's nothing wrong with the 15-minute time frame. But yeah, no, we're not gonna have the gap there. So we're getting the instant deal wall sweep, which is amazing in a way because I mean, we're getting a bias, we're getting a read. But the thing is, now we need to wait 15 minutes because since we're not gonna create anything on the 5 minute time frame, right? We have two imbalances here, but none of these imbalances close with the gap to use. So if we can't work with anything on the 5 minute, can we work off anything on the 1 minute? Oof. I mean, nah, I'm probably not gonna use the 1 minute. But it looks so good though. The 1 minute might be pretty ideal. I'm not gonna lie. Not the most stable, obviously not the most stable, but we are getting an instant draw liquidity sweep. But by the time I typed up the alert and everything, I'm not gonna have time to alert it. So either way, I'm gonna see if I can use a 1 minute. But I do want to focus on the 15-minute time frame because we're, like I said, buyers are stepping in with a lot of pressure. I don't want to be too quick to say that we're bullish, although we have the bullish confirmations, right? Which the bias we still need to fix it. I'm pretty sure the developer updated it, so he might have messed up something with the code in reading the bias. But for now, the bias is reading bullish. Now that we got the DOL sweep here, so I don't know. I mean, the 1 minute doesn't look all that bad, but the thing is, I don't want to rush entering off the 1 minute because obviously we have the 15-minute time frame to worry about as well. But the only thing with the 15-minute is we are gonna have to wait quite a bit for that inverse. We need to wait until we're currently actually no, we don't. It's actually not that far. Because I was gonna say maybe it's far away in terms of price, but it's not really all that crazy. It's how it closes at 187 or 188, and we're currently at 150. So it's a 30-point push-up, which is more than enough for us. Yeah, that 1 minute is actually pretty playing out quite well. Either way, I'm not gonna enter off the 1 minute. I feel like it's too rushed. But the only thing is we might not be able to close the 15-minute in time because we're pumping up a lot here. Damn, bro. I hate when there's so many setups on so many time frames. I don't know which one to focus on, bro. Let me see. Because yeah, we're bouncing up right now, and we're literally ripping. We're ripping heads. And I know we're gonna see higher, but we just don't have an entry model off anything. Because we could have used the 1 minute, but it was too quick, too soon for us to use. There's not much more to really inverse anywhere other than the 15-minute fair value gap. But we're getting so much buying pressure that now we're only less than 20 points away from filling the fair value gap, and we have 12 minutes left to close this candle. So unless we get like a really, really, really last second pullback, we might be cooked for today. I mean, we need a pullback like right now, like for the next 12 minutes. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, now that we're getting the instant DOL sweep, I don't think we're gonna see this fair value gap hold down. There's way too much buying pressure. I need to find like a last second entry model somewhere because I know we're more than likely not gonna use the 15-minute, but I just don't know where to enter off of. I need to find something quick here. There's literally nothing to enter from. Maybe the 1 minute. What is this? Maybe you get a retracement. No, it's 21 points. Bro, the thing is, when it comes to the 1 minute time frame, I get so hesitant. Although the setup is valid, because I mean, you know what the chances are of us getting a 42-point candle in the 1 minute time frame? That is below zero. But the thing is, I saw it too late, and by the time I typed up the alert and everything, wait, we're getting kind of a pullback here. I don't know. Fingers crossed we hold down this pullback because it's pretty much the only entry model we have to the upside here for the bullish bias. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. This is. I mean, I'm not saying that we're gonna be completely cooked for today, but the problem is, man, we still have 10 minutes left. But that it was a tiny pullback. Maybe something on the 1 minute. Nah, nothing, nothing, nothing. Let me see. Yeah, dude, we're getting way too much buying pressure. I really want to get you guys a long setup for now. But I know we're not gonna hold it, dude. I won't be able to find a setup, bro. I'm not saying that we won't be able to get a setup for the whole day, but it's gonna be so much harder now that we're getting away from market open, so the volume is gonna die down. Less likely for a chance to for a setup to be formed and everything. Maybe we have something on the 5 minute. No, because it closes in 20 seconds. Damn, bro, and we have 10 minutes left. There's a 3 minute. I don't really trade. I refuse to trade off the 3 minute. I never, ever, ever. It's either the 1 minute, the 5 minute, or the 15. Because the 3 minute time frame makes the candles look completely different to every other time frame, which just makes everything so much more trickier to trade. So I refuse to trade the 3 minute. It's either the 1 minute, the 5 minute, or the 15 minute. And the only thing we have is we had a 1 minute, which honestly played out for what, like 20 points, 25 points, not bad. And then we have the 15 minute. But the problem with the 15 minute is that it's valid and it looks really, really, really good. But the candle closes in 9 minutes. So what are the chances that we can get a gap in the next 9 minutes from now? You know what I'm saying? It's pretty, unlikely. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go get a water bottle. I'll be back. I know I'm gonna come back to the setup not existing. So yeah, I'll be back to hopefully not a disappointment, but I'll be back. Hold up. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. All right. Anyways, daily bong hit, bro. Dude, it gets stressful, bro. It gets stressful. What can I say? Anyways, why not take the? Let me see. Why not take it if it inverses this? I'm assuming you're talking about the 1 minute. Like once again, the 1 minute it looked really good and it played out for what almost 1-to-1. But surprisingly, we got the pullback, which I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not gonna jinx it. We still have 8 minutes left. Anything can happen here. But yeah, someone said that ES wants lower, and I 100% agree. Remember, the whole reason why NQ was reversing so strong up is because we took out the level of liquidity down here at 128, right? But if you compare both ES and NQ, ES hasn't taken out that level of liquidity that NQ went ahead and took out. So I'm hoping we can hold down for 5 more, well, maybe 8 more minutes, but for at least 5 more minutes, let's at least take out 771 over on ES so we don't have to worry about that level of liquidity. And we can also start forming a bullish bias on both ES and NQ because ES took out the level of liquidity that NQ already took out. So if we're able to do that, then it'll be even better. It'll be like a +1 confluence into our bias, right? But I'm not gonna take any mini bounce that we get. I keep getting scared because I really, really, really want to take longs. The volume looks beautiful. Everything looks super good here, but bro, this setup is literally it's so last second, bro. Like last second in the terms of like we're about to close it. We're like right there on closing it, but we haven't closed it yet. I'm really hoping we can get that. Now, in the meantime, let me double check that we don't have any news today. I checked yesterday, there wasn't any news. But you never know with Trump. Yeah, no, there's no news. Okay, cool. And the government still remains shut down. A few days. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting that many days, but we'll see. Remember, guys, to this week we have FOMC and some other news. So if the government remains shut down, then we can't really make use of it. But yeah, we'll see. But yes is right there. But we might as well take out this level of liquidity. It's right there, bro. Like it's like a magnet. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't it take it out? You know what I mean? Just I hope you don't bounce for too long or too quick. All right, now let's start forming more of a game plan, guys. If we end up getting the long position since the volume is moving super, super volatile. Um, Let me see. Hold up. Yeah, since the market is moving super volatile, we can probably look to use a 35-point stop loss because the candles, they're moving quite a bit. I mean, we're talking maybe 40 plus points per candle or 30 plus points per candle. Yeah, 37. Then we have a 37, and then we have a 66. Yeah, no, we're moving quite a bit. So definitely a 35-point stop loss today. Our price targets, honestly, they're not extremely ideal. I mean, to be fair, we're talking a 1-to-1 for our first. Actually, no, the price targets are pretty good. They're actually near perfect. I'm not gonna lie. Because look, our first price target, if we're gonna be using a 35-point stop loss, we're looking at a 34-point price target. You know, by the time we take profits and everything, we can probably see 35 points for a 1-to-1. And then our second price target, which would be our last price target, which will be our all-time highs, is a 53-point candle or 54-point price target. So if anything, and always, we can always hold runners into all-time highs. But guys, for those wondering, hey, why do you only have two price targets to the upside, and why are they pretty small? I mean, typically when we have price targets, we're looking at 70 to 100 or more points. But today we're looking at a max of 53 points. Well, guys, that's because if you expand your time frame, you guys might notice that we are sitting at all-time highs. So there's not much more for me to target to the upside. That doesn't mean that we can't hold above all-time high. We definitely can. Obviously, the trade plays out in our favor. But just, so we can have ideal price targets to know when to sell exactly, we only have two to the upside to work with. All right. And yes, selling off a little bit more here. Can we sell off a little bit more here? Just 2 more points. Let's at least take up that level of liquidity and get a reversal, and I'll feel more confident towards the longs. Although I already love it enough. I mean, we can always let me see. I got a message here. But yeah. Are you sizing lighter since you're using a 35-point stop loss? Yes, always. Anytime you guys hear me using a 35-point stop loss, I will always be sizing lighter. Always, always, always. And typically, my personal size for a light size is 7. All right, I don't know. Maybe for you guys it's 5, 4. I don't know, whatever it is, or maybe it's full porting. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised with a lot of you guys. but but now seriously though, if we do end up getting the longs for today, um, it'll more than likely be a light size unless the volume just randomly dies down crossing 10 o'clock, which happens quite a bit. I mean, all right, so we're tapping into 771. We haven't taken it out. We tapped into it. I don't really want to consider this a level taken out, but I mean, we could. Worst case, we reverse right now. We definitely could. But I mean, I would prefer for it to go like maybe a tick below it. Maybe. What's good, bro? What's up? What's up? Can I do 7 minis? Yeah, bro. Of course. yeah, 100%, bro. 100 million%, bro. So you have everything for the entry model? No, we have the entry model. It just hasn't closed. The only thing that I'm scared about is, or that I was scared about, or I still am in a way, is that we had to wait 15 minutes for this candle to close, and we got so close to filling the fair value gap before we closed that our entry model would have been out of the picture. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Wait, let me read this message I got here from Zion. Okay. Anyways, let me see. David, can you please help me understand equal lows on Asia and London? Good place for longs. I don't trade longs off support and resistance, because what you're talking about there is support and resistance. I don't do it like that. I wait for a sweep. I wait for my entry model. I wait for the reversal if that's going to be the case, and so on. So, I mean, if you want to take longs off an equal low, if you think that that's going to be the bounce, by all means, go for it. But with my model that I trade for myself every single day, that's pretty much support and resistance. Not that I'm against it, I just don't trade it for myself. But isn't that an MSS? No, just because we're bouncing from a low does not mean that it's an MSS model. Why doesn't your indicator show the entry model? Because the 15-minute time frame has not closed yet. So technically the fair value gap is not there. Although it's finding it, yes, it's not confirmed until the candle closes. So once the candle closes, you'll see that the price targets come along. David hit this. Let me see. Okay, there. I'm assuming that's for the bias, right, Hanif? Or no? David, you see the gap below the Asia low? The Asia low. This one here, I wouldn't use this one just because there's this gap here. It just messes everything up. Yeah, now we're actually getting some buying pressure, guys. Now that we took out the level, beautiful, actually, really really nice. So I was about to say like we're actually bouncing quite a bit than where we were before. So if anything, let me kind of focus here real quick, guys. I'm gonna close down the chat. If you guys are asking me questions, give it a second, because I really want to explain this entry. Although I already have explained it, um. And also, in about 30 seconds, we're about to have the 10 a.m. Candle, which is typically a little bit more volatile than usual. So if it's a bullish one, we can probably see this entry model quite early, or like maybe faster than what we're expecting. But let me just make sure I have all my price targets lined up. 2 for 1. Okay, no. Okay. But yeah, so now that we have the DOLC from that ES, from this ES low here, if ES can start reversing back to the upside, just like how NQ is after this DOL sweep after 128, we can obviously start looking to be bullish. I would obviously I would hope that ES is able to hold above this level of liquidity after it's been taken out, so we can be really really bullish. But obviously, since we're focusing on NQ, as long as NQ is able to hold above 128, wow, that was really strong. As long as NQ is able to hold above 128, I'm obviously going to be bullish on NQ, right, into higher. But I would ideally prefer that ES also holds up, so we don't have that like that whole messy situation where one is going up, the other one is going down. Whichever one gains control first is the one that obviously it determines if it gets stopped out or not. I would ideally prefer that both of these are following each other, so we know that we have a higher chance in going higher, which will also raise our probability in hitting our price targets. All right, guys, which is why I want the dual sweep here, which for now we're getting. And we're actually getting a lot of buying pressure over here on NQ. So once again, like I said, for the 10 a.m. candle, it actually raises our chances in seeing more buying pressure because this is known as I typically call it for myself the silver bullet, but you guys can call it whatever you want, right? It's like a time macro or whatever it is, right? But anyways, so what I want to see here once again, guys, is obviously we're getting quite a bit of buying pressure. It's not the most stable because obviously you guys are seeing getting rejected a little bit here off the 5-minute fair value gap, which is pretty normal. But what we want to see is a nice comeback from this candle here from the buyers, bringing it back up, breaking new highs, and looking to see if we're able to inverse this 5-minute bearish fair value gap after the deal will sweep on both NQ and ES. Well, and ES on the other hand, it might want a little bit lower from the looks of it. Which is why I'm telling you guys, if we're looking to go long, we don't want this mess of ES going down while NQ is going up because this situation can happen at any time, right? So maybe ES wants to take out the lower liquidity at 767 here. But I mean, this is the low from yesterday, which is the Asia low, which is a way strong level of liquidity here. So I'm not gonna lie, since we're so close to it, we might as well take it out. The only thing is, I'm just hoping that NQ isn't able to, or it doesn't really sell off all the way, because obviously the more we sell off, although we are sitting bullish for now, the more we sell off, the more obviously the further away we're gonna get away from the setup, and that means that the more buying pressure we're gonna need, the more time it's gonna take, the whole list goes on, right? So hopefully we're able to take out this level of liquidity right there. We're literally like a point away from taking out this Asia low over on ES. Once we're able to take this out, I'm sure we're able to reverse quite a bit because buyers are stepping in on ES here, but obviously we have more sellers than buyers. So obviously we're gonna go a little bit lower than usual, but or than than what buyers are expecting. But I'm sure with enough time we're able to see a reversal soon because obviously we know that NQ wants higher. Like it's holding while ES is dumping all the way down. NQ is holding, which is an amazing sign because with our bias lining up bullish on NQ, once ES is able to start reversing back up, we should be good on NQ, right? It's gonna obviously seek a lot higher because the whole reason as to why NQ is not going up right now, although it looks like it really, really, really wants to, is because ES is holding it down because ES wants to take out these levels of liquidity below. Now, you might be asking, why the hell did we sell off when we're going to be reversing and not taking out this level of liquidity? In this case, I don't even know, right? I'm hoping that we're able to take out this Asia low here very soon so we don't have to worry about it. But if we get a reversal beforehand, then so be it. You know what I mean? We can always look for the entry. But obviously, we're going to have that second thought and or like that thought behind our, in our mind that's like, hey, right now we might be looking really bullish, but ES might always want to take out or might still want to take out this Asia low right down here. So Um, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Regular sizing, no. For this one, like I said, since the volume is pretty crazy right now, we're averaging 30 plus points per candle. We're looking at a pretty light size for today. Like I would highly suggest, if we get an entry model, I would highly suggest a light size. Um, just because price, obviously with ES wanting lower, NQ wanting higher from the looks of it. Pretty much anything can happen, especially with the market being so volatile that it can stop us out quite quick. Obviously, God forbid, we're trying to um have a quick morning here, with the win, but that it's a possibility, right? So that's why we're waiting for both of these two to start lining up with each other. Because NQ is primed and ready for higher. I mean, it's literally seeking higher here, but yes, it's just barely sweeping the level of liquidity here, right? So we're gonna see. All right, but for now, let's go ahead and focus on NQ here because we are getting pretty close to the entry. We're less than 15 points away, guys. So be ready to possibly take longs here. And in the meantime, fingers crossed, ES is able to hold this red to green above the level of liquidity at 771, so we can go ahead and know that we are bullish on both of these. All right, guys. But yeah, for now, as long as we are getting buying pressure, just be ready. We're looking for an ideal entry above 188, around 188, maybe 188, 190, around there. That'll be the best ideal entry that we can get. And then going from there, then obviously we can just, take the trade into 221 and 241, right, which is going to be all-time high, which is what we want to see. All right, so yeah, fingers crossed ES is able to hold above this level of liquidity. I'm really, really hoping, because ES is really the only thing worrying me, because NQ, I mean, look at this, right? On the 5-minute time frame, we're still getting green candles. I mean, we're trying, at least on this one. I mean, it just opened, but we're trying to get green candles here. Yeah, there it is. We're seeking higher and everything, while ES is still wanting lower. So this thing right here is kind of worrying me. I'm hoping that we're able to break above this high up here, so we can confirm the MSS model temporarily on the smaller time frame on ES. And that should be enough for us to have the confirmation that, hey, we can probably get somewhat of a bounce here, or a nice pump here off this inverse on NQ. All right, so we're gonna see. But yeah, ES still wants lower, so we're probably gonna get a pullback here still. So yeah, for now the volume is looking really. I really like this volume. Obviously, the momentum is not the strongest because once again we have the S&T divergence, but if we're able to get the right move, we can definitely make a really good amount of money on this trade. I'm gonna try my best, obviously, to get the right read for you guys here, but yeah, just know, what could happen. There's always something that that can mess us up here, and in this case, it would be ES with the whole S&T divergence. All right, we just got a red to green flip here on NQ on the 5-minute time frame. Did we get it on ES? Kind of. It's kind of just sitting there. Dude, this thing right here is really worrying me, because I know we're so close to getting this entry. We're about 10 points away. And I'm gonna enter. I mean, I like it. I really like the setup. It looks really convincing, and possibly want more for higher. But the thing is guys, notice here how every single time that buyers step in, we keep getting rejected back down. That's because of ES. Look at this. It keeps rejecting us down. So the thing that's worrying me is if we end up getting the entry, although at the time we all know that it's gonna look good. Obviously, we're investing in the fair value gap. At the time, we're more than likely gonna have a lot of buying pressure kicking in and everything. But look at this. We're getting buying pressure right now, and we keep getting rejected back down. So the problem is that if we get this inverse and we get rejected back down, since we have a lot of volume, these pullbacks can be a lot more than what we're expecting. We're not looking at a 10-point pullback or whatever. We're talking 30+ point candles every single candle, right? So even if we get the slightest pullback, it could be a very, very scary pullback, because obviously it can go into our stop loss, even though the trade is still bullish. All right, so I really, really, really want ES to reverse here, man. Because, like I said, look at NQ on the 5-minute time frame. It keeps trying to get bought up, but every time we get bought up, we sell back down because we keep seeking lower on ES. So, if anything, let's get away from the setup. Hopefully we're able to sell off now and not later, so we don't have to worry about the selling. We take out the Asia low over on ES, and then we don't worry about that. And I'm assuming if we take out the Asia low on ES, that's literally the final overnight level of liquidity, from yesterday. Hopefully that's gonna be the case that we just don't want lower. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, it's all about the reaction and how we do it. But yeah. For now, we are getting the rejection, which is what we honestly we like because once again, it's better that we sell off now than when we enter, right? When we enter, we want to just go straight up, right? So it's better now. We do everything that sellers want. They get exhausted. They get they lose interest, and then once they lose interest, then we step in, right? It'll be way better towards our price target. But it's like, dude, we keep getting close to this level of liquidity, and we just don't take it out, bro. And it's literally 1 point away. With all the selling, you would imagine that we take it out, sooner than. Yeah, we're 2 ticks away. So can we like I said, with this much selling, you would imagine that we sell off 2 ticks without an issue, right? But it's like there's something stopping us here from taking out this Asia low. Any day now. We're literally right there, bro. Like you don't think ES is gonna fill the gap? I mean, it's not that I think it or not. I mean, I'm not really too interested in it. I'm not gonna get a trade off of it, which is why I'm not really mentioning it. And guys, we just took it out finally. But yeah, I'm not really too interested in this gap here. I don't really trade gap fills. I'm not saying that we can't see it. It's just I'm not interested in it. You know what I mean? It's not my best interest here. But yeah, guys. Now we finally took out the Asia low here, so hopefully we get an instant sweep to the upside. I mean, we got quite a bit of buying pressure stepping in, so hopefully that's the start of something new. On ES, so we can seek higher. And then while we do that, I mean, now that sell off on ES kind of put us pretty far away from our entry model. So now we have to wait for a 45 point bounce, which honestly sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but I mean, with this volume, as long as it's, I'm not gonna lie, this 5 minutes looking a little choppy. As long as we can get buying pressure, we can still look for that inverse, which will look really nice. But that's if we get buying pressure. Obviously, ES can still seek lower and all that stuff. So I mean, let's see if we can even hold down the setup, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, because if we seek lower, guys, I realistically won't really have a setup to work with to the downside unless we form one going lower into the London low. So we're like if we want lower, which I'm not expecting, I don't want to see lower. I actually want to see way higher. But in the given case that we do go lower, we're gonna have to work. We're gonna have to form a setup below this range right here into the London low, which won't be the best price target realistically, because maybe we get like a 30 points, maybe around there. I don't know. But I'm really hoping we're able to bounce up here because the setup, I would love to take it. Because remember, I mean, we took out all liquidity on ES. We're trying to reverse here. We took out some liquidity on NQ. We were bullish, or buyers were interested, like 5 minutes ago. And we haven't taken out any levels of liquidity to the upside, and we have all-time highs / the London high above, which is a beautiful level of liquidity. So fingers crossed we could see this, man. Fingers crossed we could see a reversal. We are getting, I'm not gonna say we're getting a reversal on ES already, but we are getting the dual sweep, which is what we were expecting, right? So we're getting this part right. Right, guys, what do we say? Well, we want to take out the Asia low, follow with the DOL sweep. What are we getting? We took out the London, we took out the Asia, instant DOL sweep to the upside, which is a beautiful sign. So all we need now is for NQ to kind of wake up a little bit, which it is, and then we go higher. Because now that we took out every level of liquidity to the down, look at this. Guys, now ES is getting the S&T divergence. Now ES wants way higher, right? ES is starting to break candle highs and everything. So we were right the whole time, guys. We were literally right. Isn't that crazy to know, guys? Bro, we knew that ES, the whole reason why we weren't going up was because of ES. Now look at how ES is reacting here. Now that we took out this level of liquidity, insane reaction. Now, it would have been amazing if we could have gotten a trade down there, but I don't really care about that entry down here. As long as we're bullish and we can seek higher, I'm happy with it, right? But yeah, now that ES is getting a lot of buying pressure here, like a lot of buying pressure, I'm a lot more confident in the longs if we get it. Obviously, if we seek higher, ES has room for higher now. Obviously, we haven't taken anything out to the upside on both NQ and ES, so we know we can seek higher here. We do have this now. Before you guys get all excited and everything for longs and all that stuff, keep in mind NQ is kind of losing a little bit of buying pressure, which can always change, of course. But keep in mind, guys, don't get super excited here because it doesn't really mean that we're guaranteed to go up. Although we are getting the dual sweep and everything, we have the 15-minute bearish value gap to worry about over here on ES as well. So this can also reject us. Do I believe it's gonna reject us? No. Why? Because remember, guys, I mean, the reason we use bearish value gaps is to go ahead and look for a rejection off the gap to target lower. Are we expecting lower? No. I mean, we took out what we wanted, right? Which was the London and the Asia DOL over here. All right. So yeah, I mean, I would ideally hope that we can get an inverse off this, and I would expect an inverse off this. Obviously, depending on the buying pressure, which for now, speaking for now, it looks really good. Right, but on NQ on the other hand, it's not the best, and obviously, it's it makes sense, right? I mean, while ES was selling off, NQ was trying his hardest to hold up, using pretty much all of the buyers everywhere, and all that stuff. So I guess the buying interest is kind of dying down. This doesn't mean that we can't go up. It just means that it's gonna get a little bit slower than what it was before. Like 20 minutes ago, maybe. So yeah, we'll see. Do you guys ever just zone out and realize that David is just here talking to nobody? I mean, dude, technically, I guess, bro. Let me see. David, my Asia session starts at 8 p.m. EST. No. Mark it out from 6 p.m. till 3 a.m. and then 3 a.m. till 9:30. That's how I have it marked out, and that's how I trade it, and then it works pretty good. He's naming to himself about this trade, dude. Dude, if you really think about it, I pretty much, bro. Let me see. 15-minute candle close bullish, dude. Yeah, it says we're dying down on the buying pressure, bro. Oh, and by the way, Hanif, are you in here? Because bro, the thing is, right now, the indicator is kind of messed up because with the new code that you gave me, it's not really reading the bias, and obviously without the bias, it's not able to give out the entry model. So obviously, it's like a little bugged out here. So if anything, we. Oh, this bro. Oh yeah, let me fix it real quick. Hold up. I said okay. So 15-minute was 3-1. So it's loading up here. Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. Got it. Oh, okay. So yeah, guys, literally, yeah, the indicator is pretty much finding the same exact entry as us. Although it's using the 30-point stop loss, 5-point difference, nothing crazy, but really nice here. Really nice regardless. Now, hopefully we can get more buying pressure because ES is stepping in a little bit here with the buying. So let's see if we can hold this up. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the 5-minute is looking pretty choppy. I don't want to scare you guys, obviously. I still really like it and everything, but um yeah. Dude, I love the way that it says the 15 IFG on the 15-minute, bro. That's crazy. How many contracts? I already said, guys. Just do something light. I'm gonna do light for myself just because the volume is a little bit extra today. There is a little bit of chop, and just the overall trade just looks like a lighter size trade. Let's see if we can get some more buying here, man. We're getting closer and closer to the entry model. But the closer that we get, the slower it looks. Maybe we're looking slow because ES is selling off a little bit. Or not really selling off, but going down. So maybe that's the reason why we're kind of rejecting. I just don't want to get caught up in anything choppy here, man. Because bro, I feel like the pattern is every day off open we find the most perfect setup, and it always takes like 2 hours for it to play out, and then when it plays out, it takes another 3 hours for it to really go into the price targets. It's the same case today, pretty much. We have the most perfect setup on both ES and NQ. Really nice confirmations, and then we had a good buying pressure until it's time to actually go up. Breaking AMD stock soars over 25%. What? Yeah, what the hell? For what? OpenAI will deploy 6 AMD GPUs. Wow. Yeah, the OpenAI partnership. Yeah, that's fucking sick. Yeah, bro, because I woke up today and I noticed that AIPI was gapped up quite a bit. Look at this. I'm like, yo, like, what the hell happened? It was because of AMD. That was really nice, bro. But yeah, bro, this volume, bro. Guys, it's literally every time that it's anytime it's time to go up, bro, it always chops out, bro. Always, 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 always. Let me see. Someone on YouTube said you should make a YouTube video called "This strategy has a 100% success rate." Dude, are you trying to get me sued, bro? Bro, we get sued to the fucking ground, bro. You crazy? Going light today? Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go light. Bro, just left court too. Yeah, bro. I mean, he's just trying to set me up, bro. He's no, bro. He's probably saying that so he can say that he lost with it and get the freest money ever, bro. All right, so this 5 minute candle is kind of stepping in a little bit here. Maybe it's a candle that we want to inverse. Who knows? Yeah, we're actually getting quite a bit. What is ES doing? We're about to break new highs here. I mean, on a smaller time frame. See if we could finally break above 180, bro. Because this is the level that we've been struggling to break like 4 times already. Now, oh my god. Okay, no more talking. Now that nothing, bro. Now that nothing. Hold up. Let me lock it. Okay, now with the buying pressure stepping in, obviously we're still not in. We haven't inversed it yet. Oh, never mind. False alarm, guys. False alarm. Like, bro, why did we do this, bro? I guess it was a tiny pullback, maybe. I don't know. Dude, we have rejected off this fair value gap so many times, bro. I mean, it's good because now we know that it's respected. But, bro, like, until when, bro? Yep. False alarm, guys. That buying pressure was false. Yep. All right, we're back to waiting, guys. We're back to waiting. Then it pumps. Dude, that ass, bro. Like, Yep. Oh man. Bro. It's so choppy. Yeah, the 5 minute, bro, looks really. I mean, I don't want to say it looks really bad because the setup looks really good, bro, and the volume is there. It's just the momentum is just not there, bro. Like we keep trying to get it, and any time that we break past a new previous high, we just keep selling off every single time. Hold on, guys. I'll be back. Give me a second. All right, guys. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. But yeah, the 5 minute does look pretty choppy, bro. Yeah, bro. I had to make a call to Wall Street real quick, bro. 4 minutes to 10:30 macro. I've never really noticed a 10:30 macro. It's typically 9:30, 10, and 3:50. Those are the strongest ones that I know about. 3:50 being 9:30 being the strongest one, 3:50 being the second strongest one, and then 10 being kind of like noticeably. It's like there. But yeah, bro, this market is really choppy. No news Monday. Yeah, bro. That could be a big. The thing is, dude, like we have a lot of volume and everything. Like it doesn't get me wrong. It doesn't look bad. We have good setups, good volume, good confirmations, good everything. It's just the market has like no like direction. Like we have volume and everywhere and everything, but we don't like know where like the market doesn't know where to put that volume into towards longs or shorts. Yes, on the other hand, dude, this thing wants higher, bro. I don't know if you guys remember the trade that we caught on Friday, bro. You guys remember when we took NQ and it took forever to see 45 points because we didn't choose ES. I know I don't trust ES, bro, but ES is looking so much better than NQ is, bro. Like we're actually seeing highs, we're actually getting buying pressure. We have a momentum. We have momentum, dude. I don't want to do it, bro. I really don't want to do it, but we might have to, bro. Because bro, this NQ setup is gonna take forever to play out, and by the time it plays out, bro, like it's probably gonna keep chopping in our entry, bro. So if anything, would you guys be down to try out ES one last time or no? You got it's your guys' call because it's the same setup, like literally the same exact setup, but ES has more momentum than NQ does. Hey, let me do a poll. Let me do a poll. Hold up. Create poll. ES has the same setup as NQ, but with more momentum. Could we trade and just void? Voided. Okay. Okay, guys, I just did a poll. Real quick, guys, going over in the chat and let me know if you guys want to try to trade ES. I mean, I'm down for whatever you guys are down for. It's, I mean, the setup. I'm not trying to say like I'm forcing the setup. The setup is literally there. It has more momentum, but obviously you guys know I typically never trade ES, so it's your guys' call realistically. Where's the entry model? Oh, it's right here. What would you size for ES? I always do 20 micros. But yeah, let me just check the polls. Okay, so 60% of you guys are saying to avoid it. All right, I guess we'll just wait for NQ then. I mean, ES looks good. I mean, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I do like it. It's not that it's always bad to trade. It's just obviously not the fastest. You know, what I mean, obviously we have a lot more momentum here, so we're probably gonna get more of a reaction on ES than NQ. But still, I mean, don't expect like a million points to the upside. You know. So if anything, I guess we'll just continue to win on NQ. If we don't get it set up by like 11 ish, we can just come back later for the PM session and just trade this exact setup if that's gonna be the case. What's the code for ES trade rate, please? It's MESZ5. There you go. Last was your weekend. Pretty chill, bro. Pretty chill. Just went out and nothing crazy. But now that we're getting buying pressure on NQ, I'm assuming we're getting a lot more buying pressure on ES. Bro. Yeah, look, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, bro, with the way that we're getting momentum in the market today, I'm not saying the setup can't play out or it can't work, but it's like it's probably gonna work during the PM session. Best case. I'm not saying that I will, but because yeah, no, this entire morning, like I guess the buying interest just completely died down. I mean, look what we've been in the whole day. I mean, the whole open pretty much. ES is better. Yeah, in this case, ES is in not extremely better, like not extremely like it just looks overall just slightly better. Like we have more drive to the upside. Like we have more momentum to the upside, which obviously gives it a higher chance in playing out off this inverse. Now the thing is, you got to keep in mind that still the volume is quite dead. I mean, we're still averaging what? We're averaging 3 points per candle. That's not pretty good, bro. So yeah, I'll probably avoid ES as well. Although the setup is there and it has a little bit more momentum, I'm just not as interested. Oh my Bitcoin. Things, dude, Bitcoin's at all-time high. What? What? Yo, I didn't even notice. That's crazy, bro. I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw it over the weekend, but randomly we just got like the most craziest buying pressure on a Saturday. Over nearly 4,000, no, 3,000. I don't know, bro. But BTCI is doing pretty good for now, at least. Hopefully we can maybe we can see all-time highs soon on BTCI. It's not extremely far away. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me see. Wish me luck. About to go to court. Got my way out of another ticket. Oh, dude, been there, done that, bro. Every month. Let me see. How do you do in court for the jet ski ticket, dude? It was my like the lady called my name. I'm like, all right, let me just say that what happened. And then someone's like, I think what she said, she's like, oh yeah, like it's she said some random name, and you're here to testify for David. I'm like, testify for me? I don't have a lawyer, dude. I look at the camera, like all confused. I'm like, what? Bro, the cop was there, bro. The cop showed up. I'm like, hell no, bro. And then he's like, do you want to fight it or do you want to pay for it? I'm like, how much is it if I pay for it? She says it was $130. I'm like, all right, bro, just let me pay for it. Yeah, bro. Dude, I'm like, she did us. I think she said something around like I think the word was testifying or something. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, what? I don't have a lawyer. I never hired a lawyer. And I look, and it was the guy, and I knew it was him because he had the biggest beard ever, bro. I'm like, oh, that's definitely him. So I just said that, dude. That's crazy. Like he gave me the ticket like 2 months ago. Like there's no way he showed up to it, bro. This is a try hard, bro. But yeah. So I'm down $130 for nothing. David, what about the license plate one, dude? I haven't. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like that happened maybe what 4 or 5 months ago, and about maybe 3 4 months ago, I requested trial. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I requested trial, and I have yet to get the notice for the trial. So maybe they're backed up. Maybe they forgot. Hopefully. I don't think they just forget. Maybe they're just backed up. Bro, this market is so bronze, bro. Dude, yeah, ES is probably the trade for today, bro. Love or hate it, man. It's just like it's just doing what NQ needs to be doing. Like I don't know what NQ's trying to do here, bro. Doing a whole lot of nothing, bro. So if anything, I'll put my focus more on ES. Like it'll be the same. It's literally the same exact setup. Like nothing different. What you're looking at something like this with like a 5 point, maybe 6 point stop loss. Bro, if I'm being realistic with you guys, bro, this is gonna have like this market is looking like a PM session at best. That's even if we even get it set up during the PM session. Remember, guys, today is a no news Monday, which typically is known to be calm, but obviously with calm comes very slow price action. So that's pretty much what we're getting here. Although it looked really good off open, everything has to slow down eventually. So I guess that was the case here. Hey, but at least we didn't get at least we didn't get faked out on the setup. So there's always a positive to or something. You know what I mean? It could have been a lot worse where we got in and we got chopped out. So you know, there's always something good around it. Is the sizing for ES the same? No, with ES, I do double what I do on NQ. So typically on NQ, I'm doing about 10 micros. So on ES, I do 20. Remember, ES moves slower. So the more you size, it'll be the same. SMT on ES, maybe we should trade it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks pretty good. I just don't really like ES all that much. You said a 6 point stop loss? Yeah, that's if we take it. Probably not, but you never know. Yeah, I can already tell what type of market this is. But I mean, it's not even that you can already tell. I mean, you could like physically see it in front of your face. It's a very slow market. So even if we get a trade today, guys, it's gonna be one of those trades that obviously we're always like mid trade. We're like, oh, why did we take it? All that stuff. It's one of those days, pretty much. So yeah, man. Like honestly, guys, if we don't get an entry model or something by 11, I'm gonna come back for the PM session. Do you guys agree or no? It's gonna affect our payouts because we're changing different sides. No, no, no. It depends on the ticker that you use. Yeah. Okay, but so yeah, I guess we'll give it like 20 more minutes. If we don't see buying pressure on Q, we'll just come back later with a better looking setup. If we get a setup, because I know people are gonna be like, "Yo, where's the setups at?" If we get a setup, if. But yeah, bro, this thing is so slow. The 5 minute just looks horrendous, bro. I don't even want to. I don't even want to open up the 5 minute. How long is Apex doing the $85 activation fee? For 11 more days. 11 more days. So yeah, I think 11 more days. This till the 16th, right? 10 more days. I don't know. One of those. Where would your stop loss be on ES? 6 points. That's if we take it. Which look, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Don't even. Like it looks good, bro, but it's too slow, man. Well, I, like right now I'm sitting at like a 50-50. Like it looks good. Like the setup looks amazing. We swept everything to the downside throughout the overnight session, which is why I'm really bullish on ES and I'm expecting higher. But bro, I already know that the second that we enter on this trade, bro, it's gonna be so fucking slow. I already know it, bro. And NQ just doesn't want to do anything here, man. Because wait, let me see. On the 5 minute time, we're averaging. Yeah, we're still averaging 3 point setups, dude. I mean 3 point candles. So even if we get the entry, bro, every 5 minutes we're looking at like if the candle goes in our favor, we're looking at 2 or 3 points in our favor, bro. That's not very ideal. So the only scenario where I would take longs on ES off the setup would be if we get like an impulse out of nowhere, like into the gap, which could happen, hopefully. But other than that, bro, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, ES isn't my favorite to trade because bro, there have been so many times where we've taken the most perfect looking setup on ES where it even looks better than NQ, and the second that we enter, just straight chop. So I think we can check it. I got you, bro. I'll check it now in a second. I'm on my phone here. Let me see. Down for the day, 11 points on ES. I'm assuming you answered from the bottom then, right? Yeah, for sure. Might stay cash. Bro, I don't blame you, bro. Pretty much. Yeah. I really don't blame you for wanting to stay cash. Like I said, I'm gonna give myself until 11. If I don't get anything by 11, then I'm gonna come back later and just take a break off the charts, like later on the day in the day. Because dude, like, dude, I promise you guys, I can't stress enough how much I know it's gonna happen. That the second that we enter, it's gonna take years, or not years, but you get the point. Like it's gonna take forever for us to even get like, look at this. Yeah. Yeah, I might stay away from this. Yeah. I'm gonna give it to 11. You never know. You never know. I'm gonna give it 20 more minutes. Maybe in these 20 minutes, maybe we get a setup, or not a setup, but an impulse. We have the setup. We just need an impulse. But worst case, bro, I'm gonna give myself max to 11. If I don't get anything by 11, I'm just gonna do the PM session. If we get a setup, like I said. But for now, bro, it's literally we're literally just watching paint dry. That's what it feels like. It's super choppy, super slow. Let me see. Think we could be retesting the London high on NQ. What do you mean retesting the London high? Because that's what we're trying to target. Old me would have been bored. We're just getting a trade with a few minutes, hoping for profits. I trade with. That's what I like to see, bro. That's what I like to see. Yeah, bro. Right now, everyone in here should be pretty much cash for the most part. Let me see how anyone could have traded AMD here real quick. Oh my god. Dude, AMD went up 25% to then dump down 9% in the next 10 minutes. Nah, but this is just retail selling and taking profits. All right, anyways, we're breaking new lows. So now that it's really too important to us, we can't really work with anything here regardless. But yeah. Like I said, guys, worst case, guys, if we're gonna seek lower, maybe with this chop, it's really hard to identify what the bias will be. But if we start getting a lot more selling pressure and a lot more momentum towards the downside, if we can find a bearish setup formed inside of these two levels right here, like below this one and above this one, we could probably look for a short into the London low here. But for the most part, like I said, I'm not really interested in anything right now. We don't have anything to work with. So it's pretty much a matter of just waiting for everything to just be ready. Yeah, nice on AMD today. Yeah, how many of you guys ended up trading AMD? Because dude, that thing ripped 25% during the pre-market. How did you guys know too long last week? Do you guys have insider information or something, bro? Like, you get that rejection? Yeah, bro. If anything, maybe we want to take out this New York low before we seek higher. It doesn't make sense, but that's the market. It's not supposed to make sense. Not the way I wanted to start the week, or not the way I was intending to start the week, man. You guys don't understand, bro. I looked at the chart last night. I'm like, bro, tomorrow's gonna be crazy. And it was off open, but bro, I was not expecting so much chop, bro. But I mean, that's a no news Monday for you guys. You know what I mean? It's not surprising. I'm at a beachfront hotel, and you gotta watch it. Why are you even trading, bro? Like, what are you doing, bro? Go enjoy it, bro. Go enjoy it. David, what would you say is your default ES stop loss size? 5 points. 5 points. And then if I'm using like a more like wider stop loss, then 6 points. He has to pay for it. I mean, you would imagine that he pays for it before he goes and not, you know. Let me see. Even on vacation, I can't chill. Bro, I'm not actually yeah, bro. Anytime I'm on vacation, bro, I'm always live training, bro. So I really don't blame you, Space. 60 dollars away from passing. I took a fat loss in this chop, bro. But dude, if I'm telling you guys not to trade anything here, like why do you guys keep trying, bro? My girlfriend then let me try on vacation. That's good, bro. Honestly, that's pretty good, bro. Dude, you gotta enjoy it, bro. Yeah, but I'm gonna give the market 10 more minutes. If I don't see an impulse in terms of buying, we don't have to get close to the fair value gap. But if I don't see any buyer like interest in the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna come back later. Let me see. Hey bro, think you can do a tutorial on the tools used in the copy trading. Began trading 5 accounts, but still not used to the TradeAway platform. Yeah, bro, I got you. I can send you a video link. It'll get the same point across, but all you have to do is just link them up and just multiply them. That's pretty much it. I mean, dividend joint. You're behind me. What are you talking about? David, why is it you're set on longs? If we're at all-time highs, shorts seem better. No, well, we're not all at all-time highs. We are targeting all-time highs. But the reason I'm looking, I've been looking for longs is just everything given to us, right? What the market is pretty much telling us, right? What is the market telling us? Well, coming into market open, we had a beautiful level of liquidity at 128. What did we do? We sold off. We created a beautiful 15-minute bearish rally gap, and we took out this level of liquidity over at 128. Shortly after, we swept it instantly, showed a bunch of buying pressure, kept breaking new highs, but it wasn't enough to break above the fair value gap. Now, what more do we have? Looking at ES. ES, on the other hand, took out the London, took out the Asia. No more liquidity throughout the overnight session. We took out everything that we created last night, all gone. Beautiful sign for a reversal, right? What did we do? We took it out, and instantly, after we took out the level of liquidity on the Asia low level of liquidity, we instantly swept up and it gave us more of a confluence to be bullish. Now, what is the problem? Well, the problem is that we just don't have the buying pressure. We don't have enough. Well, maybe we do now. I mean, I don't know. We're kind of doing something here. Anyways, I mean, I feel like the more that I look away from the charts, the more it plays out. So I'm gonna keep looking away. But that's pretty much why I've been bullish, right? So just the DOL sweep, just everything giving to us to work with. You know what I mean? Yeah. David, what do you think about today's market? Very choppy. Really good. Very choppy. Yeah, they did actually. Yeah, I completely forgot to post it. I need to post the withdrawal from Webull and the withdrawal from Apex. I'm gonna post it today. Yeah, today. Move it out to the stream. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Honestly, the setup looks better now than it did before. Um, in a way, I agree with you. I pretty much, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Preferably when I trade these fair value gaps, I want to inverse them the second they're formed, but I get where you're coming from, right? The now obviously despite the chop, despite everything, looking at this fair value gap, we have rejected off this gap about one, two, three times, very strong times, or very strong rejections. So it's showing us that the fair value gap is a respected gap in a respected space. So we know that it's a valid fair value gap, but it's just so time consuming, bro. Yo, does anyone know how to get rid of these blue zones on the chart? Yeah, just look, go to settings down here, like the little gear icon, and then click more settings. And then when you go to, I think, canvas or trading, no, canvas, no, symbol. Yeah, you go to symbol, the first option, and where it says electronic trading hours background, just put the opacity or whatever it's called. Opacity to 0. And guys, we did nothing. We went right back down. Bro. Another false alarm, guys. So for this week is tomorrow no news, Wednesday FOMC, Thursday unemployment claims, Friday NFP. The thing is, yes, but here's the but. The government is shut down, so it's not like it's gonna take effect. Bro, I even asked ChatGPT, bro. Dave, what do you think on this for continuation? I don't want to tell you anything on. Wait. Oh no, dude, I wouldn't inverse ES, bro. I wouldn't look to take shorts on ES. Also, where did you get that gap from? The 5-minute. Is there? No, I wouldn't look to inverse it, bro. Remember, we're looking bullish on ES because remember, we took out all of the downside liquidity. If the signs show for selling, then sure, you can possibly take it. Not that the gap really even exists in the first place. The candle is not enough. Typically, I look for 10 or more points. This candle is 8 points. And even if it was 10 points, if you really zoom in, the gap kind of doesn't exist anymore because we kind of already filled it. Like the imbalance that was inside of this candle, it's kind of out of the picture already. So yeah, maybe not. Yeah, maybe just avoid this one. Either way, we're not really looking all that bearish regardless. We're chopping, but we're not bearish. So yeah. Longs incoming. Bro, don't get too excited, bro. We're not doing anything. Bro. Is this crazy to you? Dude, you're gonna have the shits in a half, bro. Yes, dude, that is crazy, bro. Nah, it looks good though. But dude, at 11 in the morning, bro, you couldn't wait 2 more hours. I have a feeling that randomly it's just gonna jump up in 1 second and take out. I mean, you never know. You never know. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, bro. I'm pretty firm on what I said earlier that if we don't get something by 11, I'm just gonna come back later. Cause yeah, we're literally watching paint dry right now. Hopping off to buy. Oof. What is that? Silverado. I can never say the name. Silverado. My friend had that truck. It's really fucking spacious. Actually, my uncle has that truck. He has it in white. Yeah, is this cooked? Yeah, bro. Beyond cooked. How much I can really work with here. Let's come back later. 100%, bro. I'm gonna give it one last candle. You never know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you get an impulse, but I'm gonna give it one more candle. If that's not gonna be the case, then yeah, I'm off. Until later. And if anything, I might trade ES. Like I said, I mean, dude, this gap is gonna take forever to even inverse, and not only that, but we also have to pump an extra 50 points to the upside. So if anything, it's probably better that we inverse ES and just target the same levels, but just on ES. I'd rather stay cash and trade ES. Yeah, that too. That too. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Nice. I'm gonna give the chart 5 more minutes. If I don't see any buying pressure kicking in 5 minutes, I'm gonna get off until later. Oh, David, considering yes is one of those days. Yep. What was it saying? Desperate times call for desperate measures or something. Let me see. Should I put an alert that way? Oh yeah, of course, bro. Of course. And if so, where? Put it inside of the gap. So like entering the gap. So maybe like 781. It's enough time to get prepared. And then on NQ, put it at like 172, 173. Yeah. Bro, I need $70 to pass an account, but I won't trade without a setup. Exactly, bro. I like that. I like that. I'm sure we can get a setup. Like the thing is, we have the setup. We just don't have the pressure into it. So maybe sometime during the PM session, we just get some buying pressure into it, and then we could take it. But for now, bro, we're pretty much watching paint dry. Yeah, look at this, bro. We're literally watching paint dry. It's just, dude, this is chop and a half, bro. Bro. David, check. I got you, bro. I got you and Samuel, because I know Samuel was asking me to check DMs as well. It's easy to trade. It's hard to. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it gets to a point where, in certain markets, you're pretty much gambling. David, look at the 1 minute time frame. Dude, let me prepare myself, bro, because I already know it's going to be hideous. Look at that, bro. Yeah. I'm pretty set on getting off soon. I mean, you're yawning in the coffee shop, bro. Dude, this market has everyone feeling super bored. Get off for 5 minutes so we can pump and then come back. Bro. Yeah. Are you guys on for the PM session or no? Yeah. Yeah. All right. I guess we come back later then. I mean, dude, it's 11. I mean, we haven't seen a single movement. So now, how much you guys want to bet that the second I get off, we're just gonna rip? I already know, bro. I'm not even gonna be surprised. I'm not even gonna act surprised. I already know that the second I get off, we're just gonna rip heads, bro. I already know. Watch, guys. Just watch. Just watch. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get off for a little bit. I'm gonna take like a little break off the charts. I'm gonna get some fresh air, and whenever I see a setup ready to play out, which is either NQ longs or ES longs here, then we get back on and we trade it. But for now, avoid, bro. This thing is so choppy, bro. Market is extremely boring. Now, the second that I leave this call, guys, the second that I press leave, I already know that we're gonna rip heads. Just watch it, bro. All right, guys. 1 p.m. EST. No, I get on the PM session whenever a setup forms. There's no set time, just whenever there's a setup. So it could be at 12, it could be at 11:30, it could be at, I don't know, 3. Whenever we get a setup is when I get on. But guys, for now, bro, I'm gonna get off. There's no way I'm trading this market. No way. I refuse. All right, guys. But yeah, if anything, I'll be active in the chat, and yeah, I'll see you guys later then. All right, guys. Watch the market. Watch the chart. It's gonna rip. Watch. I'm gonna press the leave button. All right, guys. But it's pumping, dude. We're not pumping, bro. I don't know what market you're looking at, bro. But we are not pumping. Dude, we probably went up like what, like 15 points, 20 points. Yeah. And either way, bro. Either way, even if we have one, like whatever candle, we just have to worry about the previous chop, bro. So, even if we pump up right now, bro, I'm probably not gonna trade it until later. Go, Dave. I'm trying to answer. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. All right. If I see a setup in the next few minutes, or I don't know if we actually end up pumping up, then I'll get back on. But for now, I'm completely off. All right, guys. But yeah, if anything, I'll see you guys later. All right, guys. Peace, guys. Peace, peace, peace. And YouTube, guys, hopefully you guys are able to enjoy the stream. I probably will get on for the PM session, but if I don't, I will be on for in the premium. So if you guys do want to join the premium and get access to the live trading with real-time alerts and real-time everything, click that link in the description. Currently, I have a 60% off any premium upgrade, whether it's lifetime, 3-month, or monthly. If you guys use code WINNING, that's WINNING, you can get 60% off any premium upgrade. So if you guys want to join, obviously use that code, and yeah. All right, guys. But other than that, man, I'm going to get off for a little bit because this market is straight cheeks, bro. There's no way I'm trading this. But yeah, I'll update you guys if you guys are on an RP server or in my server or anything. Just be on the lookout. And if the setup is ready, then I'll let you guys know. All right, guys. But yeah, for me, for today, for now, I'm cash. There's just nothing that I like here. I'm not really too interested in the market. All right, guys. But if I see something later, then I'll get back on and I'll let you guys know. All right, guys. But other than that, man, I'll see you guys hopefully later, if not tomorrow. All right, guys. Same time as always. All right, guys.